That was bad though.
Okay, we're live. Welcome, everyone, to the 41st episode of the Drunken Guardian Gaming Podcast. I'm your host, the Drunken Guardian, Danny Martinez, and today we've got, what are you typing in there? Jim?
That's not your real name.
Gaim? Gaim? What's a Gaim? I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, Kevin, Boneless Bones.
What's going on, guys? Boneless Bones here, back at it again with another stream. How you doing? Let's get deep in this DP conversation.
Whoa. Yeah, I'm ignoring what he said. I kind of heard that wrong. Randy Ragnarok is here.
Sorry, DP conversation? What?
Yeah.
Deep.
Dragon
Please.
Punch, of
Deep.
course. Come on with your
Oh.
naughty selves.
No, deep
Come on.
penetration.
You're thinking negative. I'm talking about
no, if you
DP.
think about it, that works. That works. You know
It
how you go to
does.
a deep level? You know, you have to think of it from both ways. That's it. Think of it about both ways.
How deep are we talking here?
We're gonna
And
get
then
surface
okay.
Airtight.
Okay, and then Danny, we got Danny here, Sober Guardian.
Hey, how we
Hi.
doing, everyone?
Not only
So-
do you not want a DMCA, but you don't want a DVDA either, right?
Sure.
Mhm.
So
You know what
well,
this is.
So today we got a pretty short week of gaming news and stuff like that. But first, I want to find out what everybody's playing. So, Kevin, what have you been playing?
All right, so boom, we're gonna talk about this right now. Don't mind what I'm saying down here. This is not important. So, right now, I've been playing Monster Hunter a little bit. I've been mainly playing fighters, then playing. I'm trying to build my way to work. The World Ends with You. I still haven't even.
You just started it?
No, I haven't even opened it. It's still in
Oh.
the case. Like it's still in the plastic and everything. I'm doing a let's play of that, and that's going to be the game that I constantly keep playing till I finish
Cool.
that series.
It's fairly long, so be prepared. Just when
I
you think
know.
it ends, it doesn't.
Oh, I remember the conversation you guys were having about
Yeah.
it. So
You drink
Yeah.
anything today?
water, because I'm getting my vaccine in a couple of days. So
Nice.
trying to build up for it.
Yeah, man. Especially New York, man. Everybody needs that shit in New York.
Mhm.
Randy, what have you been playing and doing?
Hunter, and that's about it, really.
Yeah.
I did play Kingdom Hearts a little bit, for like 2 hours.
Shot.
I think.
Oh, what?
Mhm.
No. I got my second dose today. So I'm
Yeah,
no,
you can't. I'd rather not. Yeah.
All right.
let's fuck around and hear me.
And then Danny, I know you've been playing Returnal because we played it today. We'll talk about that in a moment. But what else have you
Yep.
been doing?
Nothing. Actually, I didn't even play anything this weekend because I was in Virginia. So
Oh, right. You had a trip.
I just played a little bit of Returnal today and Outriders. I think I played last before I went on my trip. Just grinding, nothing special.
Okay. Yeah, we finally got to the end game content, which I'm not very impressed with, but at the same time, it's something to do.
You're in the lower tiers, so once the lower tiers, and I'm also super jacked compared, so I'm
Yeah.
also carrying you a bit.
No,
but
it's not
once you
even
get
just
to
that.
where
It's
I'm
just
at-
it's just the gameplay itself. I'm not even talking about the difficulty because yeah, we were playing
Yeah,
that for a
okay.
little bit and it was easy, but I'm just talking like the actual content itself. I was just like not really moved by it.
yeah. I mean, it's their start off. Every game has that start off end game contact where okay, this is what it is. I get it, but it's really going to be based off what they do with their first DLC. That's really where the game's gonna either die or keep going. I mean, they were talking about how they dropped off significantly from basically they're doing their numbers are pretty steady. They did the statistics on it, and they're talking about how all the numbers are steady. They're still doing way more than even like Avengers did online.
Oh yeah.
Consistently right now. So like they're happy about that. But they're probably like half the numbers of what Destiny is right now.
Hmm.
So that's good consistent number. But will it keep dying down unless they give us something? Right now they're just trying to fix the game fully.
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause
They're still fixing the game and everything, but Returnal. So Returnal, we'll talk about briefly because 2 out of the 4 guys here, I know they haven't played it that much, but it's like all over social media and stuff. Like people are loving the game, but people are also
I'm hating
hating
it at
it
the same
because
time.
of its difficulty and the save feature and stuff, which is non-existent, which is what the problem is. So you
Which I think is silly. It's just like how you can complain about a feature of the game. That's the main feature. You can't really complain about that.
well, I
I
mean,
think people.
even roguelikes allow you to save at certain points, not start completely over and lose completely everything, except for like the actual objects you get to traverse through the levels, like the
And
sword
you
or the
don't.
grappling hook.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you don't. Like I said, you don't 100% lose everything. Like as you level up, as you go, you start with like a level 5 proficiency and things like that. But as you're going, so you're not just starting from the proficiency. For those that don't know, is as you're in order to get better loot, you get a proficiency rating, and when you start at 0,
Yep,
and higher proficiency, the better the weapons.
yep,
And when you restart, your proficiency goes back to 0, so your loot it's crappy again.
yeah,
So
yeah,
eventually, your loot by default gets certain points on added to it.
yeah.
By playing the game.
For
It's
for anybody who hadn't played it, it's pretty much is a roguelike game, just a third person like bullet hell shooter. Lots of action, fucking gave me anxiety as hell. Like Danny was listening to me fight the second boss like crazy. Kevin.
yeah.
And
It's one of those things like, oh fuck, I'm waiting to the boss. Like, I've
it's
been playing for
hard.
2 hours. I'm finally gonna get to a boss. Fuck, how am I supposed to beat it? It brings you back to how Demon Souls originally was before there was the internet and everything.
Yeah.
Like
That
we
word of
didn't really
mouth of
have the
how
internet,
hard
but
it
like
is, but fun.
yeah, because it was word of mouth about how hard it was. Everybody knew it was hard and played it. There weren't tons of fucking YouTube videos like that to show you how to beat bosses and everything when that first came out. So you had to learn yourself.
Hmm.
And I feel like that's kind of how this is right now. Like, yeah, there's YouTube videos to watch it, but it's still on that level of being hard where it's a fucking pain in the ass. You get really far, you're playing 2 hours, you die. Yeah, you're basically starting over your level.
Yep.
Those 2 hours are going to go down
That
the drain.
hurts, man. I was on for 3 hours. Like I was playing for an hour before you logged on, and then I had to go step out to get some dinner. And then when I came back is when you logged on and started playing, and I was still continuing it for another 2 hours when me and you were playing, just to
Yeah,
die in that third level for me, anyways. It's just all that work.
yeah.
So
But
all
you
right,
beat a boss, though. So I mean, that's the thing. It's like the game's meant for you to die. You're
yeah,
supposed to die. You're supposed to constantly restart. You're supposed to get that perfect run and prepare before you fully do it. And the game gives you tons of ways to prepare. And it's just learning how to do it. I don't know. Honestly, I don't have the time to play a game like that. But
hmm,
after playing it, I realized this is going to be a lot more time consuming than I can do
for you,
because
yeah,
I don't. For me,
yeah.
it's just for me because I don't have a lot of time to play games. I only have like a few hours usually in the weekend, so it's like I might not do it, and I might just go to straight to Resident Evil.
So
But
so so we can get the other guys in. Did you guys have any impressions of Returnal at all? Like, were you? I know you guys are still working on getting a system because like right now it's stupid, but like, were you guys interested in it at all, Randy?
To be quite honest, I don't think I've seen any like gameplay of it, so I am 110% lost on this.
Okay.
But I mean, it's the hot thing right now, so I'll probably give it a shot. I know that you like I trust your opinion on games and such. So I'm pretty sure that I'll enjoy it whenever I get to it.
You like to invest your time in games. Like I see you like the long
Yeah,
games and the
I
games that are
can
more
see. I can
deep.
see you. Yeah, for what I've heard, like I think you would get a lot into this.
Yeah.
I think you would
In
really like
Winter
the game.
alone, I think I already have over 80 hours.
On
So
what?
that's Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So that yeah, if it's a time sink, I'm
But
into it.
so here's the catch with that though, because I know you like those deep games that you could really invest your time in. But how do you feel about the fact that you can invest all your time in it and then just lose almost everything, and then
Well, that's the
you're
thing.
starting
It's
all
like
over? Like, how do you feel about a
there's.
game
I
like
think.
that?
I think that's the thing about this game. It's not just you invest 3 hours, whatever it is. You really have to plan your hours or what you're gonna do. And I think that's part of what people don't realize that they're gonna end up having to do.
This game is for adults.
Yeah, it really is. Like this is not a game that a kid comes and picks up and tries to
Yeah.
beat. It's just
So
not gonna
what you're
happen.
telling me is that it's not some easy mode bullshit from
Oh
nowadays.
no.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why
Okay,
this
so
game
I'm
and
in because also like as you say,
that's why this
working
game is
for
really
everything.
impressive.
Yeah, and like working for everything and then like losing it, going into the game knowing that that's a risk that you're like willing to run, almost like a permadeath or like a hardcore
Yeah,
run in certain
yeah.
games, then that's what you're getting yourself involved in. So the only thing you could do is just keep on playing until you eventually do get better.
Hmm.
Because like what is it? Fucking Binding of Isaac. Like that one is again procedurally generated, and I have so much fucking time in that, not just on PC, but even on the Switch.
I didn't think
And
about that. Actually,
and
Binding of Isaac is a really good comparison to Returnal.
dude, even if something is like a measly 20 minutes and you rip right through from the beginning to the end and you fucking die on that last boss and you had the perfect item set,
Yeah,
it's so frustrating.
yeah,
Yeah,
But
that
then you
sounds
want
like
to try
exactly
again.
what this is. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
so then
sounds
you want to try again and again and again. And even though like you kind of end up doing the same thing after a while, it's still pretty fun. Like it doesn't lose its appeal at all.
Kevin,
so.
what about you, man?
Um, Roguelites, I just got into it recently. Favorite one right now is Enter the Gungeon because it's
Mm,
very goofy.
hmm.
So if it can get my attention just like that, I spent what like I would say 20, 40 hours playing that game straight, like back to back. I'll enjoy it. If it's not some baby game, like not a baby game, but not a very easy hold your hand kind of game, I'll enjoy it. Even if it's a roguelike. Honestly, I'm looking for challenges. I'm tired of getting
Yeah,
my hand held.
yeah.
And another thing about this game that I do have to mention, not just the gameplay, but I mean what the game is, but the way it looks.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely beautiful. The scenery,
I
everything. It's very basic when you fully look at it. A lot of dark, shadowy
gloomy,
fucking
depressing
rooms.
places. Yeah,
Yeah, they'll look a little bit the same, but then as you unlock the different levels, for what I've seen, the landscape changes up. But the most impressive thing is the amount of crap that comes at you.
yeah.
And you having to dodge and all
The
that.
the the lighting
But
helps out a lot because you, like we said, like it's partly bullet hell type game, so there's lots of bullets
yeah,
coming at you. So like the bullets are like luminescent kind of. So like the lighting as it passes through the levels and stuff like that, and the shadows and just everything it hits it looks so
it's
good.
really gorgeous and not a single load. If
Yeah,
you realize, like, obviously they hide it really well, but it's really while you're playing the game until you die, really hard to find those load because sometimes you can find those load things when they're opening their
of
door or
course.
some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
This
Especially
hides it
for hardcore
really well.
veteran
Yeah,
gamers will notice it. But Kevin, you
yeah,
had something to say?
no, it's like it's like the darks are darks. The dark is dark, and then the light is light. Like it's very
yeah.
it
Yeah,
shows a lot.
Very.
yeah.
Okay, so
It's
then
very
I'm in.
nice the way they do it. And then
Yeah.
the haptic, what they call the haptic control. They call
The
it.
haptic feedback and the
What's
triggers.
the control? Is it haptic
I
trigger?
don't
What do they call
who
it?
cares? I don't know. We
We're
know what you're
calling it
talking
haptic
about.
trigger. But
Yeah.
they've invented with that a secondary bond. They've figured
Mm,
out a way to
Yeah,
make that
the R2 and L2
L2
buttons turned into
are
two
two buttons.
buttons.
They're two buttons.
mm.
And you as you're playing,
Wait, hold on. Excuse me. The
So
the buttons are buttons. Is that what you just said?
so L2 and
buttons are
R2, you know
buttons.
how you press the button, it's a button, right? But the
Okay.
game, what you do is that you could press it halfway and you aim down the sight, but if you push it all the way down, you trigger
Go into alt.
your alt
Yeah, your alternate
for your
for your
weapon.
weapon.
Oh,
So
So it
it's two
feels
buttons.
it feels like it's two buttons. It feels
Yeah.
like you're pressing two different buttons, but you're not. You know what I mean? Like
okay. No,
very innovative the way they finally used that because it was the first time I did that was in the um fuck, Borderlands 3
Hmm.
where all the weapons you feel the machine gun you have to you're only allowed to press it like partial way and then you have to rev it up by pressing it down more and the more you press it down the more it revs up.
Hmm.
That was the first game I played it, but it was like it wasn't clunky, but you can tell what they were doing and it just felt like just seemed like a just like pushback or whatever like if you're doing a bow, you feel like as you're holding the bow, the button gets harder to press. So, like, things like that. It was just I get it, but it wasn't two different buttons like this. This feels
Yeah.
like crazy.
It
And it's weird.
feels like it too. Like, yeah.
It's a fun feature that they added,
Yeah. So, all right. Let's
And
stop
the
with the
sound,
actual talk on
because
the
real
game.
quick, the sound is also really good. I have a headset with a 3D thing, and
Mm.
that's very, very bizarre.
So
Very bizarre. You hear
aside
the
from the
monsters
game
everywhere.
itself, I do have a question about this that everybody can answer. Me and Danny, we had an episode quite a while back talking about $70 games and the pricing of games nowadays. So
is this $70?
Returnal was $70, and looking at that price when I first pre-ordered it, I was like, "Ooh, this is my first
Yeah, me
$70
too.
game. Okay, I'm doing
Yeah,
this," and I bought it. So, like,
that's not your first $7 game.
I didn't buy anything else $70.
Demon Souls.
Demons was I wouldn't know because I used it. I had a gift card, so yeah, I didn't know.
That's your first $70 one.
All right, so yeah, but that's $70 out of my own pocket. I guess. I could put it that way. So how do you guys? Me and Danny already had this conversation. I want to know what you guys think about the $70 price tags or the trend that might be the $70 for like the new gen games and stuff like that. What do you guys think about that?
Kevin first.
Oh, I was about to say Randy first. In my case, it's different because I drop that type of money like often. I'm not saying like I'm a baller, but I like if I like
Oh shit!
if I like
Dude, like,
if
$70 for a
damn, I got
game,
money. That's
bro.
nothing for
yeah,
me.
but for me, listen, I've recently got the Warrior Orichi game. Orichi, I think that's how you
Orochi?
pronounce it. Orochi, that one. And that game alone is $60. And then if you want to buy the upgrade, it's $50, or you can get
You
the
got
$60.
4? Orochi
Huh?
4?
Yeah, of course.
Hello.
Yeah,
Okay, we got
I
something to
got.
play later, if anything.
Yeah, we definitely got something to play.
Okay.
And that game you drop like easy. You could drop it easy, like $140 with the 2 pack. Like literally, you're buying the game and then you're buying the upgrade, and the upgrade is the same
Oh,
price as almost the same
well,
price as the game.
yeah, but that's the thing. Like, that's
Mhm.
buying like these extra
A
editions
very
that come
large
with all this
package
shit.
of things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
we just need like base game for $70.
Oh
Like no
yeah.
DLC, not like a game of the year edition, no like ultimate edition or whatever the fuck.
I mean,
Just $70
it's
on the game. That's it. No DLC, no season pass,
no season
no.
pass, no
Yeah,
like collector's edition or none of that.
yeah.
I mean, it seems like it's gonna be like one of those things that it's bound to happen because games were $60 a couple years ago. Before then was like $50, and now like before was $50. I mean, it's like $40. So it's like it's bound to go up. It's just how it works. They have to put more money into the game, and they have to basically make the money back. So it's like a whatever kind of thing. It doesn't really bother me. It's just gonna hurt when I start buying the collector's edition that's 150, and, and it's not worth 150. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that. It's a eh.
No, and then see, that's also another thing. Are games really worth $70?
No, no.
I guess
So,
it
so
depends on the game,
Not all.
though.
It all
yeah,
depends on the
yeah.
game.
Well, yes and no. Honestly, mm,
Do you?
I wouldn't pay $70 for fucking Kingdom Hearts 4. Honestly, just
Oh,
give me that shit for 60 and that's it.
Okay, because I was about to say, would you consider Kingdom Hearts 3 a game that's worth $60?
No, first off, I wouldn't even consider it to
Well,
be worth
so
20 bucks in
and
of
that
itself.
and that's still the comparison I'm talking about because I agree with Randy too. I wouldn't pay 60 a full price tag for Kingdom Hearts 3 because it felt like just an extended DLC, I guess you can say. It was just a revamp of the system they had in part 2 with a bunch of really bad features in it or really bad
Wait,
mechanics,
wait,
I could
wait. No,
say.
no, no. They ripped apart
Yeah, yeah,
Kingdom
yeah.
Hearts 2.
But
They
what I'm
stripped
saying is
everything.
that they still basically use like the same art style, the same engine, the same mechanics in a
No,
sense
no, no,
like
it was a
that.
different engine.
You know what I
It was
mean?
Unreal
No, no,
for
no.
3.
That's not what I meant. You know what I mean? Like it's
Oh,
just it
oh,
was
oh.
just too similar in a lot of ways. So
But
when you have a brand new game that you're making from the ground up, such as Returnal, for example, or let's say we got a new franchise coming out or anything like that, I don't think Resident Evil was is seventy
it was.
dollars. I think is it 70?
No,
The
it's
Or the,
base.
six. It's six. It's 60. The base game. I'm not sure if it's 60, but it's 60 base game and then 70 with the season. I mean the deluxe edition. Yeah.
yeah. It's just like I think it's just a case by case basis because it also depends on how much the developers are spending to make this game as well. Like even though you might disagree with how the quality is or the length or whatever it is that gets you
Mhm.
going on a video game, it's still also dependent on how much money they put into the game. They're just like, all right, we got to try to get as much money as we can. Charge another $10. We're gonna have to charge you $70.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, but no, also.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, wasn't, like, Cyberpunk a really fucking costly game or something? No, like, to put a serious
No,
perspective,
you're right.
No,
Cyberpunk
no,
is
no,
70
no,
bucks.
you're
You're
right.
right.
I'm just saying, I find it funny because it's like that's like the comparison that everybody could use. You're like, well, Cyberpunk was like not worth the money at all. Just
Yeah, no,
like,
of course, and it's not to shit on it, but, like, I'm gonna shit on it, but I don't know, like, just 70 is a weird number to begin with, and not everything is worth a whole 60 bucks, not everything is worth a whole 70 bucks. So
that is-
it's like a fucking, Xbox Live Arcade game. Like, let's say Bastion, let's say that was 60 bucks. Fuck no.
no.
As great of a game as it is, I wouldn't fucking shell out 60 for it.
All right, so I have a question.
You get what I mean, though?
Yeah, I understand. So like, then it becomes like becomes one of those things of like a remake. Let's say, for example, right, the RE4 that's coming out for fucking
VR.
VR. Do you think it deserves to be $60?
No.
15.
Half the work is done for them.
Yeah. So
All
then
they
that's
have
what
to do is stick a camera in Leon's head, and that's it.
same. That's the same way I felt when my brother paid $40 for this, even if the game is really good. I'm
Yeah.
like, it's the work is done for you.
Yo, that glare
You
was
literally-
fucking crazy.
yeah. You're basically putting everything from one to another, and it's not that much work. So it's like it's one of those things that it's like I understand it. It doesn't make a lot of sense to a lot of people, but it's like they have to make their money back. Okay, cool.
Mhm.
But some games it's going to be like a case by case, like Danny said earlier, a case by case situation that either some games are going to get the $70 hit, and then some games are going to be 60, some games are going to be 65, some games are going to be 55. It's just how much it's
I-
going to be like that.
I feel like I'm saying it's a case by case basis, and that's what I see it. That's what I see it should be, but I also see it as like companies in general are going to try to be slick and greedy and be like, all right, everything is $70, and then piss everybody off, and then slowly kind of like back away from it. All right, never mind. No, this one's gonna be $60. No, this one's gonna be $50 because then they're gonna find out they can't get away with it like that because they're gonna try to pull as much money as they can. Danny,
Also,
you're
a lot
quiet
of,
there for a minute.
fan bases-
Because
Before we go on to, let me just quickly put this one out.
Yeah.
A lot of fan bases are definitely willing to shell out the money for it. We all know that, like, Call of Duty, fucking 2K, these generic ass fucking games that everyone plays, no one cares. Even though it's the same goddamn thing that they just put out every year, people are still going to pay $70 for it
Yeah.
because they're extreme fanboys.
but
Call of
but
Duty
here's-
can get away with it. Sure, sorry. go ahead.
yes. Hey, here's the thing that I think that right now this is what they're looking at. Looking at how can I make money off of these games, right?
Mhm.
Can I actually do microtransactions? A lot of those ESPN games, a lot of those things
Those
like that.
definitely
you can't-
can.
but they don't because they make a game every year, so they don't really. A lot of them, The
Well,
roster, the
they have
roster.
roster changes. They have DLCs and season stuff to change up rosters and shit, and I mean costumes and skins and
Well, again,
big
the
head
ESPN,
mode or whatever it may be.
but again, the ESPN is a horrible example because they're super greedy in there, and it's one of those things where they've already established themselves.
Yeah,
You can put like you said, like he said, you can put a $80 and people will buy it. It's
yeah.
just competitions, all that bullshit, whatever. But other games, let's say like
So what about these single player
Demon
games?
Souls,
Yeah,
like the single player games, those games you have to look at. Like if I'm gonna release Demon Souls, can I make any more money off of this via any kind of microtransactions or DLC? No, I can't. It's not gonna make any sense. DLC, it's not gonna be worth doing it. It's not gonna make the game any better or do anything for it. So let's put it at $70, make as much money as you can, and just leave it alone. Do another one. Now, Returnal might be the same thing. Yeah, you can probably do some control like DLCs, but will they probably? Maybe not because this is very storyline driven. This game, it's not just. I mean, yeah, it's about all the crazy stuff, but it's very storyline driven as we see. So, can you actually make a DLC that makes sense? Maybe they can't. So
yeah,
therefore, that's why they have this high price tag because they know we're not gonna have microtransactions. We're not gonna fucking try to sell you. And they already do have skins. For some reason, I have 3 skins. Don't know why. I
yeah,
bought the base game,
yeah,
but it's not something they know you're gonna try to buy a whole bunch of different type of skins. Whatever. That's not gonna happen. It's not play to win, so you can't buy weapons and armor and all that bullshit. So yeah, they made it $70 because they know this is all they're gonna get for this game. Then they're gonna have to start over. Now, a game like Outriders, they know they're gonna have tons of microtransactions eventually. Whether it be buying emojis or whatever bullshit, and then tons of DLC. They're already planning their DLCs. So you know they're gonna make their money there, and the DLCs are expensive. $40 for a DLC is not cheap. That's damn near a game. For something that's not even the third of the original. You don't get that much more time.
yeah.
So it is very expensive. So I think they're gonna be weighing every time they come out with a new game. They're gonna be weighing that. Like if it's just the Crash Bandicoot 2 with no fucking whatever, yeah, it might be $70. The next Kingdom Hearts, they don't know. They know they're not gonna do any real expansions, any
Hmm.
DLC, and not put anything in it. It might be $70. I think that's gonna be the trend now. The only thing that can kill that trend is if people like I originally kind of think is people go, well, $70 for a one-player game that I'm not really playing, but I'll wait. I'll wait till it drops down, and then once they start buying it, then they might go, okay, maybe the price is way too much. Maybe we should just bring it back to that 59 where everybody's comfortable at buying.
Yeah,
Because
that's a good point because a lot of publishers they determine whether a game would have a sequel or not depending on how well they do in the first couple weeks. So if the first
yeah,
couple weeks, a lot of people were like, "All right, that's just too expensive. I'm going to wait," and then the sales drop. There's no potential for a sequel because the publishers are like, "All right, no, that game's no good."
Can I tell you
I'm
there's
not gonna
one
lie.
there
Even
was
I looked at that fucking game and I was like, I don't know if I should. I don't know if I want to buy this or not.
Yeah, Kevin.
there, there was one game that literally held their audience at gunpoint, and it was No More Heroes. Travis Strikes Back, and it was like he was like, "Oh, if this game doesn't do good, I'm not gonna release No More Heroes 3." I was like, "That's a threat. That's like the illest threat I've ever heard in my life."
Yeah,
The game did decent, and then he announced No More Heroes 3. But I felt like it was like a joke, but he was like 90% serious about it,
yeah, of
about what he was
course.
saying.
All
But
right, so final thoughts about Returnal. Or
I'll
sorry,
get
not
it.
Returnal. Sorry, I meant the $70 price tag stuff. The idea of it.
Yeah, I was confused on that.
I'm okay with it since I pay close to that price. Paying $65 is basically like $5 off, so it'll be like 75. You know what I mean? Like a new game is like $65 with tax and whatever. Like it's
Hmm.
$5 more. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. But then when it jumps to like 80 and $90, then I'm gonna start like Danny said, I'm gonna wait for the game to drop and be like, oh okay, I'll wait for the price to drop and pick
Because
it up.
$79 is $80. That's a fucking expensive game.
That's it. That's expensive.
Yeah, yeah. Randy.
I never get games on initial release at full price, honestly.
Mm.
So most of the time it's like, fuck it. When it goes down, I get it. Um, well, I did get Hunter
Yeah, I was
full
about to
price.
shoot you in the foot with that.
No, no,
Well,
no,
I
no,
mean,
no,
you
'cause
have your rare moments.
Yeah,
yeah,
you have
yeah.
your red mark.
Like if I do wait for a game, then yeah, like I was anticipating this, so I got that full price. Aside
Mhm.
from last game, I got full price. I think was Sekiro actually.
Mm.
Ooh,
So that was a while back.
damn.
Okay.
Me was Days Gone and Jump Force. And Jump Force, I dropped money for both those games.
I
And
don't
never
I
again.
don't I don't like waiting. I like to play my stuff because if I wait, I end up getting a big backlog of games, and I like to stay as caught up as possible. So yeah, I can't wait for the most part. That's just me.
In my defense, so we all know I don't really like new shit.
Yeah, yeah, we all
That's
know.
fair.
Yeah.
And you and
So
you
with that,
and you like the underdogs of gaming stuff also, kind of like things that are
Mhm.
obscure or kind of like how do you call them, cult hits and stuff like that.
yeah, because they're actually innovative. Like they're fun. They have their own thing. They're unique, and
Yeah,
that's like the biggest thing with me. Like the game has to actually have something that will catch me, because I'm not gonna sit here fucking play Call of Duty. I'm not gonna sit here play Uncharted from beginning to the end, and I'm gonna be like, wait, which one am I on again?
yeah.
Like it after a
Eight.
while, it just gets boring. So fuck it.
Mm.
Like
I feel
Sakuna,
you.
that a fucking farming sim and a 2D act like side scrolling thing.
Yeah,
That's really
Mhm.
fun.
yeah.
But
Mhm.
it's not everyone's cup of tea. I understand that. That's fine.
Mhm.
All right, we're gonna move on to the next article here. We're done with that one. Sony is now a minority investor with Discord. This news was a shock to a lot of people when it was announced because they recently had talks with Microsoft for partnering with them, and then obviously that didn't go anywhere. So there's no news on how Discord is going to collaborate with Sony yet, but some would assume you'd be able to use Discord on the PS5 in the future, just like it's integrated into the Xbox. So, as users ourselves, obviously, we do this for the stream. What are your thoughts on what they could do with Discord, or if this even matters to you? Randy.
It'll make it easier to talk to your friends that are on PC.
Yeah.
Honestly, because it's like not everyone just has a fucking PlayStation or whatever. And even if they do, let's say Kevin is playing fighters, right? And I'm over here playing League or whatever. Instead of like being on Discord on my phone and what, like I could just be here, talk to him. That's that.
That's what the
It's
phone is
nothing
for.
different. It's more accessible. Yeah, but what if I'm charging my phone? What if my phone is dead or something? I don't know.
Yeah, my
Or what
phone
if
is always halfway on life myself, so I'm always
or
charging my
what if
shit.
I, or what if I'm playing like a fighters match and I'm listening to music and he's talking to me? You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah.
phone is there, but I'm not really using it.
Where you're listening to
So,
music, so you
what do
want
you
to talk
like?
to someone.
What are your thoughts on the Discord thing, Kevin?
I want achievements, trophies. Give me something.
On
That's what I'm
Discord?
on Discord. Be on for like 30 hours, like a week.
Yeah, like
Give
what
me,
is
give me
it? Doesn't Xbox have achievements on YouTube?
yeah.
Yeah.
Watch 10 videos. I'm like, all right, cool. I could do that.
Be
But yeah,
on
nah.
call for 10 hours, and they're like, shit,
Oh,
man. I
nah,
don't.
Pat.
That's a badge I have. Fuck.
But nah, Discord is like when I saw that I found the article funny, but then I was like, I mean, it makes sense. I was like, because I've had multiple conversations with people, and I'm not saying like I look at them and like, oh, I don't want to talk to them. Like I'm on my computer. I feel like Discord is like a go-to. Like it's like common sense. Like just let's go on Discord. Let's talk. It's easier than the party chat in PlayStation. And I don't like the fact that PlayStation, watches your, what they monitor your chats and stuff like that. And people be saying some vulgar things. Not saying what they're gonna say, but they say some things. And in Discord, it feels like more secluded, and anybody can join that. And if it's in every platform, it's easier to be like, oh, jump on this call. You could talk to somebody on Xbox, and somebody could be on PlayStation, somebody else can be on PC. So I feel like it's very innovative and more inclusive to have it on all consoles than just PlayStation. I mean, Xbox and PC itself.
Danny?
Um,
I know you don't use Discord that much. Pretty much, this is pretty much it for you. But what are your thoughts on just easier access to this kind of stuff?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I have no real big opinion. On it. I don't see the point. I mean,
Mhm.
if you're playing a PlayStation, if you're playing a PlayStation game, chances are good you're playing a PlayStation game with somebody else who's also playing a PlayStation game. Yes, I know the cross-platform thing is big right now, but even if I'm playing Outriders with somebody else who's on a PC, I can just fucking talk to them, via the PlayStation, via the in-game.
Mhm.
Um, Maybe to make that a little easier, to make raids, things like that, to make it a little easier to talk to them if they're on a PlayStation or Xbox or whatever. But I mean, they can't even do Xbox. It's just purely PC and
Well,
I
you can do Xbox. Xbox still has the integration for Discord, if that's what you're
okay,
talking
I didn't
about.
know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but
I mean, I put it in a different perspective for you. Like I see it as a good thing. I don't see it as a big of a deal as people are making it, but I do still see it as a good thing. And the reason why I'm trying to see it also, fuck, I'm gonna have to do this shot.
Oh,
Destiny.
Yeah. So with Destiny, they don't have an LFG system. It's a pain in the ass to do because you have
oh
to go
what?
on a website. LFG, looking
Look,
for group stuff.
Oh, okay.
They don't have a system for you to look for a fire team unless you use the app on your phone or you go on their website. Or of course, it's already on what do you call it when you go in a strike, matchmaking, which is not for every part of the game. So it kind of sucks. So with Discord, I kind of see it as like I'm a part of a clan in Destiny, so the fact that I could use my Discord or my PS5, so I could do my LFG on my PS5 easily for Destiny. And a lot of people use Discord for the same thing too, to chat with their clans when it comes to all their like we mentioned Call of Duty a couple times. There are people who have clans in Call of Duty, and it's easy for them to chat with their clanmates, make a party real quick, and then they could just meet up and do that stuff real quick. You know what I mean? As for the typing stuff, I don't know how that's gonna work. Like that's like it's stupid to have a chat feature on a console when unless you have a keyboard for some reason, because PC is always more so it's just better that way because you can easily type. So I guess there's more voice control. There should be more voice control in the Discord app whenever they implement it for the PS5. That'll be a lot easier for LFG or whatever it is you want to use it for. That's those are my thoughts.
for me, I feel like it would be very, especially because I do play Call of Duty. I'm not gonna say like I run around in the lab for like 30 hours grinding and like killing people in multiplayer, but I do play zombies because I do enjoy the aspect of it and the the system that they have, the voice chat system. It's not.
oh, there he
Nope.
goes.
Where'd he go?
He froze. Look at that face.
Oh, Kevin, we lost you.
Again, for me, it really is like I don't see the. I don't know everything about. For me, I don't know everything about Discord. I know everything you can do, so it's harder for me because I'm thinking of it as just an app, like a phone fucking app. That's kind of how I see it.
Lag
It's
out.
an app that lets us
Hey, welcome back.
There
play
you go.
together.
Hi, hi.
So
I
it's
was
harder for me to fully understand what they can do. Yeah, making the groups and doing all that shit that might be easier, but it all depends on how much of the Discord they actually implement into the PlayStation,
Yeah,
and it all
definitely.
depends on how easy it is. Because I know Discord can do a lot of different things. So will it be easy accessible? Will I be able to just press the button, go to the clan or whatever it is for Destiny? Like if they do a lot of that, yeah, that actually would be kind of useful if you think about it. Like if I'm able to press a button and my Destiny at the time, it goes only to the Destiny portion of Discord, and then I'm able to do the looking for grave things like that. That might be fun, and that might be cool. And then you have a large variety of different people trying to do it, but for me personally, I just don't see the point
I
because
know. For you, you
I
don't have
don't
much
I
use
don't
for
like
it.
people.
Randy, did we get your opinion on this?
Yeah, it was the first
We
one.
started to get Kevin, then he cut off.
Oh yeah, Kevin. So yeah, finish your thought
Oh no, I
if
was
you
gonna say that
remember.
it's easy. I said it would be easier for I would say for people that play cross-platform specifically that like enjoy the other player like if you're looking for like a specific team to play with, like playing on PlayStation is gonna be it's good. Like you know what I mean. I played Call of Duty Zombies and I enjoyed that whole aspect of playing it. But like I'm not gonna lie, the party system for that game sucks because the game crashes so much that it's hard to be like, oh, I'm gonna just jump back into this party and play again. Like I want that system, and it's like, oh, we got kicked out the party, but I could still talk to you and be like, oh, I explained my situation, rather than me look for you, me join your party again, then explain while I'm there, because I can't talk to somebody that's on Xbox or like just shoot them a text on Xbox because I'm on PlayStation. So I'm not saying it's a huge deal, but it will make crossplay like a lot easier when you want to play with specific people that you want. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. So I guess those are our thoughts with all of it. Look, I wonder what they're going to implement on there. Yeah, I kind of follow what Danny's doing. It all depends on what they implement and how user friendly it'll be. Hopefully, they pretty much just add everything that Discord has to offer and just to make
And
it work
drop
for the PS5
and drop trophies.
and add trophies onto there too.
Trophies.
Yeah.
Give it a trophy.
So we'll move on to the next topic. It's not really news per se. Pokemon Snap has come out on the Switch, and I used to love Pokemon Snap for the 64. It was a lot of fun. I used to play with Danny. I think we rented it or something. I don't remember what we did.
Yeah, we rented it for 64, yeah.
So
I hated it.
it's out now. It's a big thing right now for the Nintendo users. What do you guys think about the game's release and stuff? Do you care anything about it? Because I kind of like how the game is deeper than you think it is. It's not just like taking some simple photos and then you're moving on. But do you guys remember the original one? How do you guys liked it? What do you think of the new one? Randy, I know you have your Switch.
Did I get it? No, I didn't.
Of course.
Am I going to? Probably not. I
Me
don't know.
neither.
I like Pokemon, but for some of the side games, I wasn't too into it. Snap being one of them. Hey You Pikachu being another.
Hmm.
I know that they're like both really good games. I I like
Mystery Dungeon?
interacting. Yeah, I was actually gonna say I like interacting with them more. Like was it Pokemon Ranger being another one?
Oh,
Hmm.
that one was
That,
good.
that one was fun, but like instead where you're kind of just like a passive like a bystander by fucking idiot, bystander in the whole
Stand
thing.
by.
Like I don't like that. Like you're just taking pictures of that, or you're playing with fucking Pikachu. In X and Y when they included the kind of like, you could play with your Pokemon, you pet them or whatever the case. That didn't feel that was again just Hey You Pikachu, but a portion of it. It didn't need to be a whole fucking game. You don't
Hmm.
need to have a whole thing where you take pictures of different Pokemon. Like, help me interact with them. Help me make a team of them. You know?
So
Or
you
if not,
mean
help me
like
be them in fucking Pokemon Dungeon, as you know.
you're looking more for something that is more faithful to the original concept of the game, which is the whole fighting stuff.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Dude, even Coliseum was amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Kevin, what do you
Also,
think?
DX, that one was pretty fun for the GameCube.
Okay. I'm actually going to disagree with Randy on this one. Yeah. So with X and Y, I enjoyed the aspect of like I would say actually befriending your Pokemon and not just being like, oh, this Pokemon immediately takes this attack because it like whatever reason, you know what I mean, like because of an item or something. In those games, like if you build your friendship, I know this. I hate saying this, and especially in a fucking video game. I hate talking about friendship in video games, but
You love
specifically in those,
anime.
I do love anime, but specifically the thing that's so interesting about that is like if you build your friendship is specifically with those Pokemons, they could take one shots, and it could be like, oh, because the power of your friendship, he took this attack, and I'm like, oh, that's cute, but you're gonna die the next attack, so I'm gonna switch you off. Pokemon Snap, it scared the shit out of me when I was younger. I'm not even gonna lie. I've been traumatized to play that game, and when they announced that they're remaking it, I was like, I'm not gonna do it again. I played it. It
Well, why
was
did you bring that?
It was a Gengar mission. I mean, it was a Gengar that appeared out of nowhere and never again. Because I played Majora's Mask prior to that, and the zombies scared the shit out of me
Oh,
because I didn't know how to beat
the
them.
read.
Yeah, and then I saw the Gengar and I just got traumatized. So I literally took the cartridge out and I threw it out the window, and I never seen Pokemon Snap again. So I was like, never again am I gonna play this game. So because of PTSD, I don't want to play Pokemon Snap. It
That's
looks
funny.
amazing. It looks amazing. But not for me, Chief. I've played enough scary games in my life, and that's one of them.
Okay.
Fucking Pokemon horror game.
Danny, I'm almost afraid to ask you because I pretty much know what your answer is going to be.
It's a goddamn fucking Pokemon porn game. People
What?
use it to jerk off the fucking porn. That's what I think it is.
What?
These creepy fucking people who look at these pictures of these fucking Pokemon and think way other things. No, I'm just fucking with you. I just think it's a horrible game. I mean, I
Welcome
didn't
to the
like.
Drunken Guardian.
Jesus. And he's
I
not the
didn't like.
drunk one.
I'm the sober one. No,
But okay, wait,
I
hold on. Just because you don't drink doesn't mean that you don't do like drugs. So what's really going on here? Sober Guardian, if that's even your real name.
kind of sober guardian. Uh,
So why is it bad?
I just think the original concept was a cutesy little thing that they put for the N64, but people liked it, and it had its fan base because the whole Pokemon world was huge back then. You know, when that game
Well,
came
not
out,
back then.
they
It still
won.
is now.
It's even bigger now.
Yes, but, yeah, but it was really growing then, and that's when the kids getting stabbed with Pokemon cards and things like that, like all that fad. I don't think it's really as big as what it was back then. I don't, you don't hear about the
I
card
think you're
games or
just an
anything
old
like that
man
as
now and you
much.
don't understand Pokemon. Because I completely 100% agree with you on that, but I'm also aware of the fact that I'm much older and I could care less about anything about other than like the first 151 Pokemon that we grew up with.
Yeah,
And then afterwards, we kind of grew old and moved on from that shit. So of course we're not gonna understand it. That's like nowadays with the fucking rap music and R&B music and shit like that. Like I'll
These
never
kids and their hippity
I'll
hop.
never understand that shit right now. So like, your age is showing right now is what I'm saying.
yeah, but
Put it away, gosh.
but the game, but the original Pokemon Snap game was part of that fad, is what I'm saying. It was them trying to capitalize, make something new because they were in every aspect of the market. The game almost doesn't even seem like it was. Oh, fuck, I thought the game doesn't even fully seem like it was made for a console. To me, it felt like it was supposed to be for like an arcade, right?
Mm.
And obviously, arcades at that time, if you think about when it came out, if you look at the year, arcades were dying out completely. So the game
Mm-hmm.
could have been developed for arcade, wasn't able to get released properly, and they got re-released on, it got put out in 64, I think it was N64, because they like innovative shit like that anyway. And it became what it became.
Well, keep in mind also, um, Pokemon and Nintendo are both Japanese
Yeah.
and heavily Japanese,
Which
and the
is
Japanese
also,
market is still, even to this day, still heavy on arcade. So
yeah,
back then, I could understand that it wouldn't translate well for the American audience, but
exactly.
it was still huge for Japan, arcade and
Well,
console.
no, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a arcade version of this in Japan,
There
and
is.
that's what
I've played it before.
and that's what I think it was originally made for.
Hmm.
Obviously arcades in the US aren't going to be big, so they released it here. So the reason that to me for them to make such a big deal in the States about this game, it's just to me it's just jumping on a bandwagon because you say you like Pokemon or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Well, I
You
mean,
know,
I wouldn't. Well, I'm a bad example, anyways. I mean, if you're in the Pokemon bandwagon, of course you're gonna want to play this game because you love Pokemon. This is for Pokemon lovers. None of us four here are that hardcore into Pokemon like that to want to buy this game, but there are plenty of people out there who would. Not that I'm saying it's a good game, because I agree with all three of you guys. Like, I think it's a game for the younger folks or the hardcore
And
Pokemon fans.
it's not gonna do the money that the
Yeah,
original. Even I don't think it'll do the money that a Pokemon game would do. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
or a battle
If it came
Pokemon
out.
game. Yeah,
That's what I mean.
yeah,
Like an RPG, whatever, blue and red, whatever. It's not gonna make that money. It's gonna be for the hardcore Pokemon lovers,
yeah.
and that's
Kevin,
it.
Kevin, what are you gonna say?
You know what would have been a good idea for them to throw out, and I know this is like spitballing and like throwing fart to the wind or whatever, but if they would have made like a re-release of Mario 64, that would have been something that a lot of people would have been excited for. I don't know if everybody would have been excited.
They did
for
that for the DS.
but that
They
was.
did,
But
yeah.
I mean, but I mean a remake, not what they did with the DS, not what they did with the port,
Something that
the
looks
actual
more
remake.
like Mario Odyssey.
like Mario Odyssey, or looks as good as
Hey, Moody
Pokemon
Judy,
Snap.
thanks for following.
Why so moody?
My so Moody.
I don't know. I don't know. Oh, believe it or not, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you ever see her in your chat, that's my girlfriend. Just for you.
What?
Oh,
Yeah,
Don't
Moody.
believe it.
Is that
Yeah,
your
yeah.
girl?
Yeah, that is my girlfriend.
Oh, okay, cool.
But something that looks as good as Pokemon Snap, like a Mario game that looks as good as Pokemon Snap, would be amazing. Like a remake of the
She's from
64.
Canada. Sorry.
Maybe.
What?
Nah, she from New York, my guy. Where we walk in here, because we walk in here. But yeah, something like that. Pokemon Snap is
Yeah.
not. It's a one of those games that it's like I feel like they just threw it out just to throw it out to like make people.
Oh, yeah,
anxious for
because
Arceus.
The
Or
demand for Pokemon Snap was there. Like, people were bugging Nintendo to make either a remake or a sequel to that game. The Pokemon fans, anyways.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't hear
mean, they
anything
made
about it. I didn't hear anything about Pokemon Snap till like I would say a week before it was about to release. Honestly, I didn't hear it was dead silent for like months, and then I was like, oh, they're making a new game.
That's a habit of Nintendo, and they did announce it much later than that. Like, they did a teaser maybe a couple months ago, and then we got Aaliyah Jane. What the heck?
Janae.
Ali Janae just followed us too. Thanks for the follow.
A friend of mine.
Okay, good, cool. And what was I saying? Jesus.
You were trying so hard to pronounce the name.
Aaliyah J.
Yeah.
That's her real.
I forgot what I was saying about the game.
You said it's amazing. And
Oh,
you're gonna get it.
that they announced it quite a while ago. I want to say, maybe like 3-4 months ago, and it was like very, very short teaser. Didn't really give out much information aside from just a teaser. And then, just as Nintendo fashion, they're like, oh yeah, the game's coming out in a month. And then they start releasing like all these trailers and gameplay footage and all this stuff. I was like, oh, okay, all right, cool. That's nice.
Listen,
I think we talk way too much about Pokemon Snap. I think we talk more about Pokemon Snap than Pokemon Snap. Fucking fans are gonna talk about it.
yo, can we just talk about House of the Dead remake? Like nobody's excited for that.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
get
how
that
about
shit.
that? I would like.
Is the
Well,
acting
nice
still
House
the
of the
same?
Remake.
They still have the same original acting?
No, it's better. But I was like, I just wanted a House of the Dead. I was happy for it.
Oh, that's better. Damn.
No, but it's true. It's coming out. I would say 2022, late 2021. But I would prefer it comes out next year. But it's real. It's coming to the Switch. I hope that they port it everywhere, like to PlayStation, Xbox, PC, everywhere.
Yeah.
That game, it looks pretty.
Man, I miss the light gun peripherals. Like, I wonder if they start selling those again, if they bring back those rail on the rail
Oh,
shooters.
They need to. I have so many of the Wii guns over there. I was like, I need my rare shooters back, man. I miss them so much.
Like
All
the,
right.
you know, arcade shooter games that I really like. The one you have to you press your foot on it to cover.
Oh, yeah, like
there's
Time Crisis.
Time Crisis.
Time Crisis.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite.
I like
Those are
those.
like the best, the most fun game to play at the.
Your age is
best
showing again.
place. Fuck you. You're like, I remember that when I was in 4th grade.
I was in kindergarten when I played my first Time Crisis game.
I was in my 20s when I played
I
my
was,
first Time Crisis game.
well, so was I, probably. That's probably when it first came out and shit.
Yeah. All right, we're going to move on to the next article now. There is a class action lawsuit being directed at Sony for monopolizing digital game codes to be sold only through Sony and not by third party retailers. So there's a quote from Game Informer that says, according to the lawsuit, consumers cite Sony's restriction of third party retailers from selling digital download codes for PlayStation games starting back in 2019. This includes popular retailers like Best Buy and Amazon. This move has put the PlayStation Store at the epicenter of digital-only purchases, which has caused legal action to be put in motion by consumers. That's end quote. The lawsuit also goes on to claim, according to Bloomberg, that there is up to 175% increase of downloadable digital games over their physical counterparts. So digital's going big, as we all know.
So wait, so
Hold on. Digital games are becoming
Right
more
on, bud.
prominent. I just gotta finish my notes before we start talking about it, because then we'll go into tangents and stuff. Digital games have
just
been
trying to-
becoming more prominent and doesn't seem to be slowing down. So of course, companies are trying to take advantage of the extra revenue since games aren't cheaper digitally, yet they don't have to spend manufacturing costs for discs and boxes, etc. So keep that in mind when we start discussing about this. What was your thought, Danny?
Okay, so people are suing PlayStation. And why only PlayStation? Why Xbox and PlayStation? But because they're selling the games via the PlayStation Network?
So the game codes, yeah, you can only get the game codes. Like if you would go to the Sony store, you can only get game codes straight from the Sony store. That's what I'm assuming from the article.
But
I don't. It
isn't
doesn't mention GameStop because I'm pretty sure I bought game codes from GameStop before, which is
but
strange.
it doesn't Xbox do the same thing? Like
You can buy Xbox codes off Best Buy and Amazon.
okay.
So
But
you
so
can't with
buy it
Sony.
on, so you
Well,
can't with
Sony games, I
Okay.
should say. So there's a lawsuit going on saying that Sony is trying to like monopolize and trying to say, hey, you can only buy the codes or digital games from us, which is wrong because they have to give the opportunity for all these other companies to be able to sell these games as well. I mean, look at GameStop right now, how it's dying because they don't sell as many physical copies anymore. Digital is going big. Like I just said here, up to 175% increase for downloadable digital games over physical counterparts. So digital
There
is
is a
picking up.
simple solution. I mean, there's a simple solution that's probably going to end up happening, which is they're going to sell the game code rights to GameStop. Same way.
The rights?
Yeah.
Not the rights, but maybe like permissions or whatever the fuck.
Of course.
that's what I mean.
That's
That's
what
what
the
I
whole
mean.
thing's all about. Yeah, they but the
So
thing so
it's
here's the
stu-
here's
so
the
it's
here's the
stupid,
thing though.
so-
Hold on, because the lawsuit you got to keep in mind, it's a class action lawsuit for 2019. So they're suing for damages from that point up until now. So even if they change their minds and say, "Hey, okay, Amazon, Best Buy, GameStop is allowed to do this now," they're still being sued for the damages from what they weren't allowed to do for the past 2 years.
My question would be, what is the list of games that they did that for? And then,
Wow.
because that's
I would
something
assume
that we-
everything.
I don't think it really matters which game in particular.
No, because then for me it would be like I understand some of that because like let's say for example I've experienced that you can't buy Legends of Dragoon on any other system but PlayStation.
Well, it's a Sony Entertainment game.
Yeah,
Like that was a
no, but
first party game.
But that's my point. That's why I think it's kind of stupid. Is because it's like saying I can't buy a PlayStation from anybody else from PlayStation. I mean, technically you can't. I mean, PlayStation sells their system to GameStop, so GameStop can buy it. So, I mean, that's what it's gonna end up happening with these game codes. They're gonna sell their rights to each game or get a cut the same way you would do disc or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So it's end up happening, and they can put whatever price point they want on it.
I don't see this lawsuit going anywhere either because I think
That's what I'm saying. It's
yeah.
gonna go into legal mumbo jumbo for years to come. It's not really gonna go anywhere because it's theirs. I mean, they're allowed to sell it however they want.
Well, yes and no because these are retail games that are supposed to be able to be sold anywhere and everywhere. You can
But
open up
they
a mom and
are. But they're still
you
giving
can open
them.
up
They're
a
still
mom and
giving them
mom
the
a
option.
mom but they're not giving them the option of selling the
That's
digital
progressive. Mom and
copies.
mom.
But the
They're,
game. But they're
On
still
and
giving
off.
them option to sell the game. And I think it's where why it's gonna get stuck into legal battle because
this
they
is
are giving
it's
them.
I don't know. I don't agree with you with that because it's a monopoly because they're blocking them from making more money than they should be doing because they should be allowed to not just sell physical copies. They should be allowed to also sell digital because of the fact that physical copies are dying. So they're not making any
Yeah.
money. So they have to be allowed the opportunity, whether it be their choice or not, or it will be their choice. They have to be able to choose. They can sell digital copies, and they're not even being allowed to choose. That's what's making it a monopoly, and that's what's making it illegal. They're not getting the choice.
Oh, okay. So I see. Um, a perfect example of a game that I've recently not Legends of Dragon, not that one. Dragon Ball Kakarot. You know you couldn't buy the digital version of that game.
Why? Like at all?
No, not in GameStop. They don't have the digital copy of it. If you wanted to buy it, it would be on. Even though it's a game that is on every console, you weren't able to buy the digital version of it from an outside source other than Sony, which I found strange.
Strange.
Yeah. Or like Xbox or whatever console you had. But it was like I found it strange that it was specifically only PlayStation you could do it. You could buy for the Xbox, but not PlayStation. And I was like, huh, that's weird. But then I just
Yeah.
bought the physical copy and I was fine.
Yeah, I don't know if this lawsuit will bring out any money for whoever it is
It's
that's suing this stuff, but I do see the lawsuit at the very least changing things for Sony to allow them to be able to sell digital copies, making easier access to buy digital system or digital games for everyone in any place. Because that was one of those ideas that I always thought about with GameStop since it was dying for a while was they should really start focusing on marketing digital selling of anything and everything. I'm talking the DLC, microtransactions themselves, the games themselves, all that stuff. Like, I remember, like me and Danny, Danny, if you remember, like when with Blockbuster, we were starting to use like these flat cards to like kind of take the place of a lot of DVDs that will keep behind
Yeah.
the register, so that way they're not stolen, and because we had limited copies or whatever it may be. So I kind of see like GameStop doing that is just putting like a piece of paper on the shelf saying, "Hey, this game is available digital. Come to the front counter and you can buy it like that." And it's just that simple.
But still, why would you go to a store to do that when you can click on the PlayStation, which you're gonna have to do anyway? I feel like
Because
that's actually more
You're
it's
time
an
consuming
easier way
because now
to
you gotta
kind of
put in this fucking 9 digit or whatever 19 digit code that you have to put in now.
Randy.
There
What were you
is
the thing
saying?
well,
is
Hold
you
on,
could
hold on,
pay
Randy.
you could pay
Randy,
cash for it. That's the thing.
say again.
It's
What?
just it's more accessible going to the store and paying cash for like the digital download as opposed to like using your card or whatever.
Hmm.
Let's say your account's frozen or something.
Who
You
the
just have like a
fuck
bunch of shit
plays
lying around.
cash?
But cash is still a fucking thing.
Cash is still a thing, but that's not even what I was
Yes.
thinking about. What I was thinking mostly is just that
Oh no, I mean in terms of like kind of ease of access with, buying it at the store. Like if you want to buy that, like because again, there's dummy copies, there's pieces of paper. Hey, purchase the code here. It's just another form of
what I
buying
was just
that
thinking is not
opened up.
even just the convenience of the purchasing, because yeah, you could use cash or card or whatever you may be, but I was also thinking GameStop or Amazon or Best Buy, they can incentivize buying digitally from them, whether it be like earning points, you get a free DLC or free microtransaction thing. They could throw in a bunch of different ideas, but yeah, I get that you could just buy the game from the comfort of your own home and it makes it that easy, but they can easily incentivize it so that way they can still make their money.
mm,
But again, even GameStop, Best Buy, whatever it is, when it comes to games, movies, and like that, all that's dying out. And the section's getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and like Best Buy, whatever, because of the online. I mean, it's the same reason why Amazon is destroying malls. Like you don't you it's been proven that people would rather buy it online than buy it, go to a store or mall or whatever it is, and try to get a physical copy. And it's not just because it costs more, because in some cases, if you need it, you're gonna get it right there and then. It's because it's a lot easier not to worry about it and just order it when you can. Order
I'm
on the
not
toilet.
disagreeing with you about that. You're absolutely right. All like even malls, stores and malls are dying too, thanks to websites like Amazon or even eBay back in the day.
Yeah,
But if you notice, those stores they're hanging on for life, trying to figure out ways to make sales in different ways. So in order to bring you into these stores physically, they're still offering websites. You can still order online through their websites. Plus, they give you how many freaking retail stores have you been in and they have a fucking credit card for you? Like those are the incentives that they're trying to make up to try to pull you back into their business. So all these
I hate the
businesses are
credit card.
struggling. Yeah, but there's membership cards for everything now because they're trying to incentivize you to going in person to try to purchase this stuff from them. So
But
GameStop could do the
and
same thing for
it's,
digital games. Amazon could do the same. Best Buy could do the same.
I mean, they can do it all they want, but it's obviously it's not working. I mean, it's being proven with malls and throughout the U.S. closing because you just incentivize all you want and it's not working. Nobody cares. Ease is always going to outweigh Ease and comfort is always going to outweigh incentive of a credit card or even a discount, unless you're like hardcore fucking budget person, but that's different. Um, I think the only way GameStop can evolve is if they become, which is what I think where they're heading towards. Because there was an article not too long ago about them um, opening up a distribution center. And I think it was, I can't remember what place it was at, but it was like this massive distribution center that they're opening up to basically copy form of Amazon, so they can get the stuff to you the way Amazon does. That aspect is a lot smarter than relying on these brick and mortar stores, because brick and mortar stores are dying, and they know it, so they have to have everything online. And eventually, GameStop will be like GameFly or what everything else, where it's gonna be online only. You know, when you hear GameStop, you're gonna be thinking about way to purchase whatever crap they're gonna be selling via online, not in store.
Well, you're right with all that stuff, but I think we kind of strayed away from that main topic of like how this lawsuit is going to affect Sony and selling digital copy or allowing to sell digital copies in other places.
Well, yeah, we did.
Yeah, because I agree.
I don't know.
I agree,
That was
but
a
we kind of
deep-
strayed
that was a
away from
dark-
that.
That was a hole and a half.
Because I don't.
I went back to the article and I was like, wait, where are we
Where-
right now?
I was like on section.
I don't see any of this.
Yeah.
I was
We
like
we
on
went into a
section.
whole other debate in there, but
I just
yeah,
don't. I just don't know how. I don't know the outcome of even if they sue and win and allow everybody to sell. It's just saying, Sony, we need you to sell it in a different way to us instead of selling it to consumers. Either way, Sony fucking wins tons of money. So what does it matter?
It's the article is basically Sony. Come on, please.
Yeah,
Come on.
Yeah.
it's basically what it is.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So-
All right. So no other thoughts with it, guys? Randy or Kevin? Before we move on
Uh,
to our video that we're gonna watch.
Nah, just go to the video. I'm okay. Randy.
I mean, as long as it doesn't directly hello. As long as it doesn't directly affect how like we do our shit with games, I couldn't fucking care less, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, like lawsuits don't tend to fucking go anywhere when it comes to video game publishers or
Yeah.
companies.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's a big part.
There it is.
Yeah. All right. So
All it is just like, oh my god, this happened to Sony, and then next week we're gonna be like, well, guess this character's ass or whatever the case. You know what I mean? Like, who gives a shit?
yeah. All right. So I'm gonna play a clip, or it's like a 1.5 minute trailer, I guess, for this indie video game.
damn.
I thought it was like a interesting thing to talk about. It's nothing big. So let me see if I can find it. There we go. And this is for Sweeping Avalanche Creations. This is their page on YouTube here for the video. I'm pretty sure that's
Yo, can we watch?
that's the developers.
Can we
there.
watch? Can we watch Happy Souls after this?
Happy Souls now. Deval, I guess it's called Curse of the Soulless. So there you go with that. Sweeping Avalanche Creations.
Okay.
So yeah, I like indie games like that go like that retro, really old school retro style, and I'm getting like a lot of like Castlevania vibes with it. So I kind of like it, but it still looks kind of like basic. What do you guys think?
How many of those fucking things can you play?
I love those
Didn't you
games.
do one? Didn't you do one the other day, a few weeks ago, just like that? Like the simple side scrolling, but it looked pretty.
It was a hack and slash game. It wasn't a Castlevania game.
It really was. It was a Castlevania game.
It's a
What the fuck
completely
was that?
different art style and mechanics. Like, are you paying attention
it's
to
a-
what you're
oh,
watching?
Oh, the
It's a
remake.
side.
Got-
The
I'ma
remake
head
of
out,
the
guys.
remake or the remastered game that.
Yeah, for
Oh.
the old Nintendo game by Konami.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
same shit. Like that and that ninja one we were talking about with the ninja scroll. We had to fucking hold the scroll and talk to the guy in the fucking cupboard. Those are
Well,
all
we
like,
talked
the
about
same.
that.
What I'm saying
Ninja
is
in the
those are
cupboard.
all- Ninja in the cupboard. You got it, right? See,
He's hiding
those
there.
are to me. Those are all after a while they all become mashed up. Now I do like the mini game aspect they seem to have. That to me that's more interesting than anything else they showed me. You know, but I don't know. It's an indie game.
Yeah,
So
there's
yeah,
only so much
I
you
don't
can
know.
do with an indie game.
What an astute observation.
Yeah, I just I don't know. Indie games don't impress me like that.
But they're not meant to impress you. You're
Oh,
supposed to just
I
enjoy
know, but I
them.
never.
No,
But I
no,
can
no, no, no.
never- I can
point is
never
to
re-
impress the Silver Guardian.
Huh?
I can never really say, oh god, I can't wait for that indie game. It's gonna be fun. Like the meatball, remember that that crazy meatball game? That
Super
was one of those.
Meatball?
Oh shit,
Super
Super
Meat Boy?
Meatball.
Meat
you
Boy?
played,
No, Super
he
Meat
said
Ball.
Super Meatball. Like that's an indie game. They go, oh, that's a fucking fun. That's a unique indie game. I want to play that. I can't wait. Even that Flappy Bird shit. Oh, that's a fun indie game. I want to play it. That's hard as fuck. Let me play that. Like those are games that to me are inventive, new, and that's what indie should be.
You're
Indie should be
judging. You're
inventive and
judging a game after a minute and 13-second trailer, as if like
You are
it
correct.
has
You are
nothing there
correct.
for you to offer.
No, but it looked like every other fucking mashed
Yeah.
up game. Like it's just an indie developer who's I love old games. Let me just make a game that's just like Castlevania.
Yeah.
Like, come on, it's the same
I
thing.
mean,
Don't do that. Make yourself stand out a little
does.
bit.
I bet you wouldn't be impressed with something like oh fuck, I was gonna make the example and I can't remember what the fucking name is, but there is a retro game out there. You can buy it on consoles now too. Tell me if you guys remember the name of it, but it's made by one guy.
Are we doing guess the game?
Well, not yet, but it's made by one guy, and it's 8-bit looking just like that, but it plays like a Metroidvania. And I bet you if you saw the trailer for that thing, you wouldn't be impressed also. And I bought that game, fucking, oh my god, it was so good. Like story was good, the action was good, the weapons and stuff was good, the traversing through the maps and everything was good. It was done so perfectly well. So like I don't know, like just because it's a retro game or it's an indie game doesn't diminish the fact that it might be a good game.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I don't diminish just because it's a retro. I mean, an indie game doesn't, to me, does not say okay, this is going to be horrible.
Yeah.
But for me, what makes a good indie game is uniqueness, something that that nobody else has, that nobody else does or has done it like. You know, being able to create that one of a kind indie game that you can't recreate that fucking crazy Super Meatball game. That was a fucking weird game. It was a hard game. You can't recreate that Flappy Bird shit because that was a
There was
that
like
was
a
like
million freaking similar
yes,
versions of that.
way different. Yes, but that's my point. They copied that game. That's completely different. That's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
You can't. It's like they made Mario. I mean, plain and simple. They made Mario, and Mario, the original Mario was an indie game, right? Plain and simple. They created something. They created this great concept, and so much so people want to copy it. And that's what a good indie game should be. You create something that people want to copy and go, "Oh my god, I can't believe you made that game."
Kevin, number one, I guess you gave up on all your typing stuff. But number two, I wanted to get your thoughts.
No, so I was looking up the 8-bit game that you were talking about that was made by one person. So I was trying to
I
find
can't
it.
remember.
Yeah, because I was gonna say Dust looks like a game that could be like that. Since you said weapons, that was probably one that came up to
You
mind.
looked up like a Metroidvania.
Yeah, I looked up Metrovania and I saw Minecraft. I was like, sheesh,
That
game
wasn't it.
that wasn't it. I was like, weapons? He ain't talking about Minecraft.
No, it's
With
it's
this,
Axiom Verge, right?
Axiom
yeah,
Verge, yes, that's the
Yeah.
game.
hey, it was right there too.
Yeah.
With this one, I was like, whatever. I was with Danny at first, and then I saw the fucking bear, and the bear, and that bear literally coming off screen and slugging him. I was like, all right, you got my attention. How you gonna keep it? And then like the mini games when they were in the ring fighting, and he just got
Yes,
kicked in the face. I was like,
that
yeah,
that part I like. I
yeah,
like a lot of the mini games, but that's
yeah,
funny,
yeah,
unique. It's a little more unique than your average fucking game. That's
yeah.
but all the other Castlevania shit, nobody else really liked it.
Yeah, like if they can make it, if they can keep up with like the goofy and the like
Yeah,
outrageousness of like the game, like throw the bear with boxing gloves, and
It
that's like
doesn't
a
take
mad thing.
itself so seriously.
Yeah, yeah. Like if it takes itself too serious, it's gonna lose me because there's so many games like that I've played already. There's
hmm
Castlevania, there's Bloodstain, there's
yeah,
yeah, there's like a majority of games. It's like how are you gonna compare it? Especially when I played it was something night that I've played, and it's like the weirdest Castlevania game I've ever played because it's like putting an anime in a Castlevania game and being able like to stop time, throw daggers and stuff. And it's like, how are you gonna compare it to all these games and
And
all these games?
it's a good example because like Bloodstained was like a Castlevania clone almost.
Mm-hmm.
And it
It
was
was made by the
considered.
same guy.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But and because it was made by the same guy, the original Castlevania guy, like it was deemed like this AAA game, and I didn't it wasn't impressed by it. Like it didn't do so well, to be honest. And then they actually had to remake the game. I think it because it had graphic issues and like
Mm-hmm.
bugs and
Uh-huh.
stuff like that. So they had to like reskin the game and change the art styles like slightly, and they had to do a bunch of shit, and it still didn't do so well.
Mm-hmm.
But aside from that, Randy, what'd you think of the trailer?
I thought a lot about it. Um,
Last
yeah.
3 minutes we were here.
I know. It's been a lot. I've been thinking about
No,
this
I
for
mean like
like.
there was just like so much that I kind of okay. So talking about like Super Meat Boy and shit like that, that's an Super Meat Boy is like it's a Newgrounds game. Now, if you're not familiar with what Newgrounds is, whether
Oh,
you're a
I used to
viewer
love
or you,
Newgrounds.
yeah, it's just funny animations
Squirrely.
Like
Remember Squirrely?
any fucking wait, what?
Squirrely.
Squirrely.
Oh
Remember Danny
yeah,
Squirrely?
yeah,
Foamy.
but
Foamy.
no,
Yeah,
okay, no. Foamy the Scroll was Ill Will Press.
Foamy the
Yeah,
squirrel.
it will
Like,
Paris, but it was on Newgrounds. They uploaded a lot of their stuff on
yeah, I
Newgrounds,
didn't
but
know.
that's
That.
aside the
Yeah.
point. That's
I just
aside the
saw it
point.
on Newgrounds.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
keep going. I'm sorry.
What is it? It was very reminiscent of like old computer games, like some shit that you would see on like Miniclip or whatever.
Mm.
Yeah.
It also reminded me of Code Monkeys, a old TV show.
Ooh,
Oh yeah.
that's my baby. That's my baby.
And I don't know, it's like it had a charm to it that it was like it looked kind of small budget, but also goofy. And watching it, I felt like I was a kid again, just like playing some random fucking PC game, like not an actual PC game, but like on just any random fucking website, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It, it,
Play
it
a
That's
game
looked
like
on,
fun.
let me play a game on my
yeah.
potato. That's all I want.
Yeah, like on some like Shockwave shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Oh God, Shockwave.
Yeah, remember
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of the
do you
same
feel
feeling.
old yet?
That's kind of the same feeling that I had to watching it. It was a bit of the nostalgia. It had a bit of a charm to it because of the art style. Like Kevin has said as well, like he likes the outrageousness of it. So it was like it didn't take itself so seriously. Because I think if it did take itself seriously or it was like more darker or whatever, I'd probably just be like, okay, you're trying too hard right now. But on the opposite side of it, it's just okay. You're trying to have fun with this, so that means I'm
Hmm.
gonna have fun with this. So this looks kind of interesting.
And the damage output just seemed fucking nuts, like
Yeah.
1400 off. Fucking, like goddamn.
Yeah.
Half his goddamn life is gone. That's it.
You could have just put 14 or whatever the case, but
Nah.
either way, like it looks like it's fun. Just like a quick game to go through, if anything. Because what was it? 30 skills, 40 enemies. It's probably gonna be like 2-3 hours or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a little quick morsel of a
I
game,
get
if
it if it
anything.
was like a $10-20 game. That's about as much as I'd pay. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
15?
Well,
Maybe?
yeah, somewhere between 10-20. Yeah, 15's good.
15 to 20. It's on sale for 10.
Sure.
I'll get
yeah.
it.
Especially if you get like an early access thing on Steam. You know they
Mhm.
always get those things cheaper. So
Oh hey, Biomutant is on for pre-purchase on Steam.
Ooh. Oh no, I'm not gonna play that on PC. That's a
Well,
console
I
game
mean,
for me.
Yeah,
I'm just
I'm curious about
pre-purchase.
that
That's
bio about the Biomutant game.
Biomutant. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
I
we are
officially bought the Resident Evil game, by the way. So
okay. Good.
Have my review.
Hey.
Yeah.
We all,
Fucking be
we all get
scared.
scared tonight. We all get scared tonight.
Yeah. Right. All right. So we're gonna move on to the community question first, and then we're gonna go play 21 questions with guessing a game, pretty much. So last week we had Amy Chibi on the show in our chat, and she gave us a community question of the week, which was, "What do you consider the best voice acting in a video game?" Let's go with Danny first.
For me, when I think of, I don't know, they all voice acting, unless it's bad, to me, is not really that noticeable. Like, great fucking acting. So I had to go with what was the most memorable, I guess, for me. And that's not just bad, but like help compel the story. Like the voices, everybody sounded great. You remember them. And for me, that was the Metal Gear Solid when it came out, because Revolver Ocelot, Ninja, even the Mantis guy, like those were all voices that when you heard, you were like, oh shit, that's stuck with you,
Nani?
Yeah. So it wasn't like obviously the best top notch acting, but I mean that's really hard for me to really judge, because I feel like you only really notice bad.
And
You
I
don't
know
really notice
I know
great.
what you mean. Like the fact that it's a Kojima game, the acting fits the theme of the game itself. Like the way that just the story goes and everything. It just it's a movie you're playing pretty much.
Yeah. So I had to go with like what is the most memorable voices and things like that. And to me, it doesn't matter. Every one of those characters are just great. The way they sounded, you knew who Marva Ocelot was. You knew Ninja. You knew Raiden. You even knew what's in, just the box.
The soldiers, yeah. Okay. All right,
Just
Kevin. What about you?
Okay, first, before I start my thing, I just wanted to say I agree with Sober Guardian because Psycho Mantis had the funniest line. I can't
Yeah.
read his movements. I'm like, switch my point, stupid. You didn't even know about that. But for me,
Yeah, switching the PlayStation to the
oh yeah,
PlayStation 2
yeah,
controller.
he just loses his mind. I was like, he's like, I can't read it. But for mine's was I already mentioned it earlier is House of the Dead, but specifically House of the Dead 2, on how horrible that voice acting is.
Oh,
I
the
fell in love with
horrible. What was your best
it.
one?
My favorite. I don't really pay attention to voice acting, believe it or
Uh,
not.
Yeah, so that's what like I said, you only really pay attention to bad.
Yeah, it's bad because for me it would be like, for example, it would be like Naruto Storm, because they got it so like close to the anime that it was pretty amazing. But
mhm.
the bad
The
one,
dubbed or the subbed?
uh either or.
Because
Well, I would say
I hate the dubbed version of
no. I mean the game.
Naruto. I think is the
The, the,
worst.
Nar- the
I
Naruto
love
game.
Danny's
Oh,
face. They're just like, okay,
I despise Dub Naruto, but
straight
Yeah,
indifference.
that was
I
like
can't stand dubbed either for Naruto
yeah,
specifically
yeah.
because
I
his
It's
like
voice
very
is
I
so
don't
very
mind
annoying.
because
All right,
people have a
Sasuke.
yeah
but
people have a lot of like bad. I know we're going off topic here, but people had a lot of bad like to me that you hear it a lot. Oh, dub, you can't watch dub anything. You just gotta watch the original subtitles. It's just like some I can. Like I love watching My Hero Academia because
oh, understandable.
I love the English version of All Might. I don't know. To me, he felt more of that American, obviously more American superhero. So I loved his voice. Even the main character in Bleach, the same way. I love the
Yep.
characters in Bleach. I love the dub version of
We also
Bleach,
used to watch Bleach on Cartoon Network, so that was a lot
which
easier
is
for us to listen to.
yes, but yes, partial. We started watching Bleach on Cartoon Network, but then I finished it.
Yeah, yeah.
What? So I could finish watching the anime
Shit, I don't
on
think they ever finished
the
it.
subtitle version. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, don't hurt my
So,
feelings. Coming out soon.
No,
but
I
it
mean
didn't.
like the
But what
Cartoon
I'm saying
Network,
is
they
it.
never finished
What I'm
it.
saying is
Oh
it.
no,
It
no, no, never, never.
my point is that it didn't bother me when either way, where Naruto really bothered me because they got so much shit wrong because they gave him catchphrases and shit that he never
Believe
said
it.
and all these crazy things. Yeah, just
I'm
because
gonna be
they
Hokage.
needed something they needed something to fill in the lack of language, and I feel like not a lot of anime did that. I feel like that was something they were trying almost. I mean, there are some, but that was like absolutely the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So nothing for Kevin then. Just the worst ones.
No,
Uh,
wait. I said. All right, fine.
no good.
No,
No.
keep going, keep going,
I'll
keep
put a good.
going.
I'll put a good one. I'll put a good one. It's Full Metal Alchemist. It doesn't matter which one you watch, subbed or
Wait, we're
dubbed.
talking about games, aren't
We're
we?
talking about
We're talking
games
about
though.
games.
Oh yeah, there's a Full Metal game. Come
Full
on,
Metal
guys.
Alchemist that made me cry.
Oh my
Oh, we
god.
can't talk about that. That was the saddest intro at the beginning. Trying to bring their mom back. That's the saddest thing in the world.
Uh,
That whole
Welcome
concept.
to the Anime Guardian.
yeah.
Like that.
Hey.
They made a game of it.
If
You
I
didn't
had
play
if
it.
I had more time, I would love to do something like that. But Randy, what is your
I'm
favorite
just
voice
crying
acting
thinking
game?
about the game.
Oh
Movie.
man.
Uh,
So whatever.
so with voice acting, I feel like it has to make you feel. It has to make you actually, get invested. Because aside from like enjoying a really good story, I don't want some like really doofy ass motherfucker like being the villain or whatever the case.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm,
You know what I mean?
mhm.
Like one that would genuinely take the piss. The Napoleon looking guy from Resident Evil 4.
Little short dude. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah. Like
yeah.
I as great as Resident Evil 4 could be or whatever, I can't get invested in something like that because of that stupid ass voice. But for a good one, I would say BioShock, the first one.
Mm,
Mm.
that was really good.
Yeah, like who they got for Andrew Ryan, awesome. Fucking even with Atlas or
Sure.
Fontaine or whatever the
Yeah.
fuck. You,
Yeah.
you
Oh
you know
yeah.
how like he ended up like masking who he was the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, that was
that first voice did give you a sense of security, as in like, oh, everything's gonna be all right, boy. Then the other one, it's like, oh, all right, you want to fucking kill me? Like you're just a traitor the entire time.
I for some for,
you're right, and even the vibe of like when they explain the powers, like the whole like you know
Everything's felt
70s
real.
sort of feel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
because
really did. That
all
was
the
good.
fear, all the excitement, all like just the underhandedness from everybody. Like you felt that they were actually talking to you.
Mhm.
So it was easier to get invested with the story because not only was like the voice appealing, but it was also very well fucking done.
Yeah.
for,
That game got kind of racist and everything, right? Didn't it get like weird and
We're not talking about Infinite. We're talking
yeah,
about Bioshock 2.
Oh, Infinite,
Infinite was
yeah.
like
But there,
Infinite got kind of racist. I
it,
remember
it
playing and being
had the
like, what
reason
the
for it because
fuck?
then it took place in that pretty much that same era.
I don't give a fuck what place. This
the
racism.
deep
Racism. You
conversation,
don't. There
Guardian.
is
I mean,
no need for that.
there was no need for it only because they didn't
The
like
woke
make it
Guardian.
a focus
The
for any
woke Guardian,
reason. Like they
indeed.
just threw it in there, just throw it in there without any
Yeah,
actual like build up.
For,
yeah.
for some reason, I thought Randy's second choice would have been Borderlands 2, and I would have agreed with him.
I was thinking that too because I thought he was gonna start talking about Handsome Jack.
Mordecai. Oh,
Yeah,
oh no, Handsome
Yeah,
Jack did a really good job too.
yeah.
But also like I don't know, like
Who's playing Handsome
it's
Jack in the movie? You know what I mean? No, I think did they announce it
Did they
already?
pick a Handsome Jack?
is it Leonardo DiCaprio?
I know Kevin Hart is a voice. Well, he's
No, Kevin Hart's a
Claptrap,
character. Claptrap
Kevin
is Jack Black.
Jack Black.
Ooh,
Okay,
I could see
Yeah,
that.
yeah, you can see the voice, but
yeah.
um but
no,
yeah, no, like that's a good example for me. I had a bad one at some point,
Resident
and
Evil. Everybody
Kingdom
says,
Hearts 4.
Everybody's gonna say Resident Evil.
I'm
yeah.
always
Ki- ki-
just because it's like generic. What the fuck did I have in mind? I lost my train of thought.
I don't
No,
know.
You need to write these things down.
people.
Fuck that.
Oh God, Overblood. Yeah, that was a bad one.
Overblood had the more than worse.
Oh my
Every
god.
aspect of
Actually,
Overblood
I
was
got
bad.
one. I got one. Let me go to my good one first, and then I got a bad one for you. Danny will know. So one of my best ones. I agree with you guys when you mentioned like it's not just the voice acting, but how it brings you into the story and everything. And I almost cried with this game, Walking Dead, the Telltale game.
Ooh,
I never played it. That
So
was good.
such
the
a good
field.
story, such a good story, such good acting, and then like at the ending of the first season, spoilers for whatever reason if you didn't play this game, it's been the longest ass time. But Danny, so what happens is like you play as an escaped convict, and you know he goes through his adventure. He meets this little girl, and he kind of freezes her for whatever reason, and they grow a bond. And towards the end of everything, you know, you gain friends and you kill people and you make all these choices and stuff. And in the end of the first season, your character gets bit, and the little girl has a choice between killing him or just leaving him to kill himself.
That
So
sucks.
I was like, oh man, like just thinking about that choice. And mind you, this girl is like 9, 10 years old. And then like the rest of the seasons you play as her growing up. So it's like you have this emotional attachment with them. And now you have this emotional attachment with her and her decisions and her growing up in this world and stuff. It's so fucking good. But the acting did it well, you know, also like that emotional attachment. So that was really good. So for the bad voice acting, I immediately even thought about this before even Resident Evil. Clock Tower. Do you remember Clock
Yeah,
Tower?
I knew you were gonna come up with that one.
Holy
I
shit.
really did. I didn't want to say that line because it was it, but I knew for a fact you were gonna like that. Because I remember not like acting when we first played it. We loved it. We were scared
Oh
of
yeah, I still
like
love it.
Superman, you know. But I didn't realize how bad the acting was until we replayed it here. When we
Yeah,
were playing it, it was so bad.
yeah, yeah. We were more focused on just the horror aspect of it and trying to escape and
And the
shit.
unique the point and click and all the uniqueness of it, you know.
Yeah,
But never paid in. And a lot of those games back then, like Overblood and Dino fucking Crisis, were really bad anyway. So it's just it went on, par with how bad everything else was.
yeah. So you guys played Clock Tower before?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I watched the
Yeah.
gameplay of it. I mean, the playthrough.
Now, which version though? Because like I'm talking about the PlayStation version.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure there's not even any dialogue in the old version. What was it? Wasn't no.
text.
Oh
It
shit.
just had a really jarring soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So that's it with that. Can you remember that bad one, Brandy?
Um, I could think of one bad one.
Sure.
Final Fantasy X didn't have the best voice acting, to be quite honest.
Really? You didn't think so?
It was good, but like it had its moments
It
where
was one
they
of the
just like, really dropped
first
the
Final
fucking ball.
Fantasy. I think it was one of the first Final Fantasy games that had a actual voice was in it.
Hmm.
Really?
Everything else was always talks and text.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everything was text.
9 didn't, 8 didn't, and then 10 was the
I
first one that
couldn't tell
actually
you
had
about 9
voices.
because I don't like that one.
I don't. The 9 is not my favorite. 9 is not one of my least. I beat it multiple times, but I actually was playing 8 on the airplane. For some reason, got obsessed with the card game. I don't know why. Just kept trying to do that. But yeah,
Just letting you guys know, I have a second bad one that I enjoyed.
Okay.
It's called Oni Chanbara,
What?
and it is
Is that the
yes,
Samurai Bikini Squad?
yes,
Zombie one
and
or whatever?
yes,
Yeah.
and it's because one line in the game that stuck with me so funny.
It was
she
for
like
the 360, by the way.
yeah, she says I can't perform main drain after falling out of a fucking plane, like literally falling off a plane, and she's like I can't perform main drain, and I was like, what the fuck
What
does
does
that
that
even mean?
mean?
I don't know.
That's like a Heavenly Sword. It's time to play Twing Twang. You're like, what? You remember that?
Yeah, I liked Heavenly Sword. They had really good
Oh, I
motion
just mean
capture
that
and
line.
stuff.
Oh,
But
yeah, of
yeah,
course.
yeah,
No,
that's funny.
but
You know
that
what
game.
actually did have good voice acting, as like cheesy as it was?
Mm.
Deadly Premonition.
Oh
I'll admit that the voice acting was pretty shit on like normal standards, but the thing is that because it's a game that's like kind of meant to take the piss out of Twin
yeah.
Peaks, which already takes the piss out of itself,
Hmm.
it falls into that same kind of like cheesy campness.
So
So it's great in the sense that it captured what it's supposed to be.
Hmm.
okay. So is it supposed to be taken? It's not obviously. It's not supposed to be taken like
Seriously.
Seriously, yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so I can enjoy it.
yeah.
Yeah, because it's like you listen to and it's still pretty good, all things considered. But then you're like, wow, some of these people are really giving it their all to be over the top, and that adds to the charm of it.
Like Overblood.
And honestly, I will admit it did invest me more because if you've seen Twin Peaks, like some things are very, as I said, over the top.
Hmm.
Oh, really?
So
Oh,
it it's pretty fun for me at least.
ooh, that's something I could watch. Twin Peaks, and I gotta try that.
you ever watch that video game one I told you, the last arcade?
Yes,
I did.
I've seen it.
Yeah,
It was good, right?
yeah.
Especially that fighting game community, all that stuff. Yeah.
I actually met the I forgot what his name was. I met the guy that worked for the arcade,
The
the
Chinese guy or the black guy?
the Chinese guy. I met him because
Okay.
he has his own arcade, and it's called Level Up Arcade, and it's in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I used to go there when I used to play like fighting games. I
That's
was
what. That's what. When you started talking about how you love fighting games, and I was listening to some of the other podcasts and stuff. Well, not to this one. I mean, it reminded me of like that you living in that. I could see you being in that world and being part of that community of
Mhm.
the fighting games. You know, and really the way you talk about the way you train and all that bullshit.
Mhm.
Just it reminded me of that, of what they were. Because I grew up, me and my family went to that Chinatown arcade. We lived really, sorry, we lived in a projects like 2-3 blocks away from Chinatown. So
Mhm.
we used to walk there all the time whenever we got together, and we saw the development of it being all these all around different type of games to
Mhm.
just fighting games, and then even like me complaining how it's only just fighting games now. They don't have anything else innovative. But then going back and liking the fact that it was fun, like getting back and okay, I can see why it's only fighting games as a community. This is fun. I can see I like this. This is fun. You
Yeah.
know. And then being super sad when it closed. Super
Yeah.
sad.
It was when I watched it to close off because we got to give it back to Danny. I don't want to take too much time, but it was a really for me it was very emotional movie
Hmm.
or documentary because it shows you like how much love that community has, and that's something
Yeah.
that I want like people to understand. Like it's like I don't like just playing fighting games because you're beating somebody up. I wanna show you that I play fighting games because there's like a whole community. It's like a whole
Yeah.
not it's like a whole it feels like a whole religion, like not trying to bring it into it, but that's how it feels. It's like you could be like, yo, I love fighting games like to a passion that I will fight somebody if you say like my character is bad or whatever, you know what I mean? Or like you were playing cheap or something. Like you can be very passionate about it. And
Hmm.
that's that's how I personally feel about it. Um
So if it's a
it
religion, would you consider yourself like a crusader
yes.
of sorts?
Yeah, I'm a defender of justice. We say
You're a missionary. You're out
yeah.
here trying to convert all of us.
I'm a Jehovah's Witness. Can I talk to you about my Lord and Savior, Wake Up DP? I'm sorry, Wake Up
Bro,
Uppercut.
you and DP, like, relax.
Wake Up Dragon Punch is not the only option, guys. You can wake up and do nothing. It's gonna let you know that now. But back to Danny with sports.
With the sports. All right. Well, we're just gonna move on to the final thing, which is just 21 questions. So I already have the game picked out. Keep in mind, this is my first time doing this, so I'm just trying to
So
review
be gentle.
any. I have like a Wikipedia open, so hopefully it's as accurate as it can be. Uh, I try to find as much information I can for this. So you just ask any questions you want to try to pinpoint what game it is that we're trying to guess.
Do we have buzzers?
Is it a game?
Oh, actually, I gotta mark how many questions you guys actually made,
How many stupid questions we ask?
and what the questions are, so that way I can keep track of them. Should have been prepared for that.
We're like, guess who? It's, if you
Who's
have
the
the
main
black one,
character?
Say
if you
what?
have the black one, guess who? There's only one black character on that whole thing, which is so fucking the original one anyway. So if you go, is your guy black and you win? Got it.
All right. Whoever wants to start first, you want to ask the question?
Let's take turns, otherwise I'll be
Yeah,
asking
yeah.
not
However you guys
fucking
want.
questions.
Is
So
Alright.
we'll
is
go.
it
But
single
be
player?
very careful. Remember, you only got 20 questions, so be careful what
That's
you
what I'm
ask.
saying. So
Don't
we'll
waste your
go.
questions.
We're gonna go Randial,
What the fuck?
Boneless, and then me.
Are you gonna pronounce his name differently every week?
See what happens.
I'm gonna shoot Danny a text of a different way of saying right now.
Oh shit. Oh, that was an attack on the fences, honestly. My brain stopped. So wait, we started now?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
got the
go
first
for it.
one.
All right, cool. Is it a single player game?
I'm sorry, you broke up. What?
Is it a single player game?
Yes.
I guess I'm next.
Hmm.
And it's hard to think about the question. um, is it no or yes questions? I'm just asking.
Only
just,
yes or no questions. Yeah.
Only yes or no questions.
Did he waste a question with that?
No, but it was
Yes. No.
yes.
Okay.
Is it on every console?
Is it on what?
Every console.
Be more specific than that.
Is it on PlayStation, Xbox, PC? Switch.
Yes.
Okay.
You just said it's a game. No, fuck. The main character, a woman.
No.
Has the game been released within the past 10 years?
No.
Okay.
Can I pass?
Go ahead. Yeah, you can give it to someone else.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Dan.
So what were our questions so far? Hold on. So we know it's
So it's single player. It's on everything. The
single.
protagonist is
Now
a
it's not
dude,
on everything.
and it
It's
had.
whatever Kevin mentioned.
Oh, you fucking dick,
What
Kevin.
was
You
it you
have to be
mentioned?
careful with your questions.
PlayStation, Xbox, PC, Switch.
Okay.
Wait, you said Switch at the end? I missed Switch. It
So
is not
we
on
gotta.
Switch.
Okay,
That's,
and that's my fault.
Also, it hasn't been released in the past 10 years, so I'm assuming it's
Yeah.
2010 and back.
Mm-hmm.
Could be wrong. Whatever.
so PlayStation. So it's PlayStation, Xbox, and PC.
PC. See,
And
that
it's
was
a
the
single.
question.
And it's a single player game, right?
Yes.
The male protagonist.
No. Single. Is it?
Are you just gonna like shotgun the game right now? Like Jesus.
What?
Does it have? Yeah, does it have? Fuck, I don't know. Is it an RPG?
No.
Oh, that's a good one. Hmm.
Yeah, you might want to ask some questions to narrow down what type of game, I guess, or
Yeah.
things like that will be a good strategy.
Is it a first-person shooter?
Nope.
Is the main character a treasure hunter?
No.
Okay.
Are you gonna say Uncharted, dickhead?
Yeah. But at least the gears are turning.
Does the main character use guns?
No.
Is it a platformer?
Partly yes.
The fuck kind of partly? Maybe. Could be.
Remember, there
I
are
mean,
there are lots of games who do more than just one genre. So I mean, I probably would have. It probably would have been better to say, does it have platforming? So I still would have said yes, but I just gave you that. So yes, it has platforming in it.
And it's not Uncharted.
It's not Uncharted.
Uncharted have platforms? No,
No.
I got it.
Actually,
Once he said that, I immediately thought of a game, but I can't say because I don't have enough information. Is the main character an animal?
no.
Okay.
You got 10 questions down so far.
So we're halfway. So it's a man. It's a game. It's not an RPG. It's some. You said it is a platform game. You said sorry.
It has
It has
platforming,
platforming.
elements in it.
It has platforming elements in it. Has platforming in it. Game came out in the last 10 years.
No, it didn't
Let's
come
see
out in
we-
the last 10 years.
Or it did not come out in the last 10
Yeah.
years.
So that's why, like 2010 and back.
So it's probably a retro type game. Main character is probably because you asked if it's an animal, right?
Did Kevin
Just
freeze?
now-
I think Kevin froze.
Oh, there he goes.
Or he's
There he
standing
is.
really still.
Well,
Yeah. he froze. Anybody can
does
jump
the main
in.
character does the main character wear green?
Wear green.
Yeah,
No.
not Zelda.
Did it come out after 2000?
Let's double check here. Yes.
Okay. So now we have a 10-year gap to look into.
So between 2000 and 2010.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna pass it to Danny. I don't have any questions. All my questions are used up.
No clue. Let's see. Kevin, your turn. I mean, Randall. Your turn.
What the fuck name is that?
I apologize.
What
The
the
hell was
fuck?
that? You're
That
watching
was my
porn?
phone. That was my phone being put on the charger. I put a charger.
Yeah, totally. It was like, oh, stick it in me.
I'm gonna pull it out. Oh, I'm not even gonna talk
Plug
about
me
that.
harder. Like,
I'm
whoa.
full. Pull it out.
Jesus Christ. Shit's difficult.
Is the main character undead?
No.
Okay.
Huh. How many questions do we have? Like 13?
You have 13, yeah.
13.
If you need me to do a recap, I'll go through it.
No, I'm
Do a
keeping
recap.
up.
Do a recap.
Oh, recap. So is it a single player game? Yes. Is it on Xbox, PlayStation, and PC? Yes. Is the protagonist a woman? No. Past 10 years? No. Is it RPG? No. First person shooter? No. Let me just tell you what's yes. Single player, yes. Console, yes. Is it a platforming? Has platforming elements? It is after the year 2000. Just to keep it short. Ooh. I thought you guys would be asking more questions.
Well,
I don't know how to.
if you have 21 questions, why the fuck would we waste
Yeah.
them all?
That's what I'm saying. So we're trying not to waste questions with something stupid, trying to think of something that can narrow it down.
But to be fair, we
Um,
should also go over what is a no, so we don't repeat questions or ask something within similar vein.
Well, if it's a repeat, I'm just gonna tell you it's a repeat, and I'll count you for it.
So you're a good host.
Yeah. Everyone must enjoy themselves.
Kevin's phone was enjoying itself.
Shut the fuck up. Let me see.
would we have?
Was it made by like a big developer?
I don't even know why I'm looking this up, but I want to be sure. Yes.
Okay. Because between 2000 and 2010, there was like a lot of just like left field shit that was thrown out there.
Yeah. And there's no weapons. You don't use weapons, right?
We didn't say that. Did you ask? You asked if they use guns.
Well, that's what guns. Do they use swords?
Yes.
Doesn't tell me because we got to figure that part.
Made by 2000, around early 2000s.
That's 15 questions.
Fuck, and it's on everything. I'm just gonna spitball.
Okay.
Is it The Witcher?
Well, I don't want you to guess because if you guess, you lose.
Oh! I thought it was.
Yeah, you
Okay.
guys are gonna
So,
guess. Wait, save it for the 21st question.
I don't know how that works. So
Bam.
is the main character have white hair?
No.
So that's
Oh,
not The Witcher.
There you go.
Randy's about to smoke us. Let me see. Does the main character have black hair?
uh,
It's for a reason.
no, no.
Okay.
And keep in mind, I'm looking at the cover art right now, so it doesn't look like it's black hair.
So it's not black nor white.
What can it possibly be?
I wish we had some people in chat to to feed you guys some
Stimulate.
questions.
Stimulate the noggin. My brain have to sleep. Not black hair, not white hair. Uses a sword.
A little bit of platforming
A little bit of platform.
elements.
Mm-hmm.
They have long hair.
Yes, I would say yes.
No, don't fucking help me. How many questions we got? I'm about to just
15.
got it.
You're on the 18th question. You just used the 18th question. So you got two more
but-
questions and a guess.
We about to get smoked. Let me see.
If we keep playing this, I'm sure like the questioning would be easier. So
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah. I have another question to ask that they can't even fucking.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't. I'm
he
saying.
doesn't. Yeah. I
Oh.
mean, you guys want to you still want to try to narrow down either just the genre or just the developers developers, because you mentioned before if it's a big dev, so I said yes. You
Yeah,
guys
but
already
some
have a
developers
year
back then.
range. You guys gotta narrow down a little bit more specific. Trying to help you.
We were shooting questions out. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Especially me.
I'm done. I give up.
We lost one. Randy, it's up to you.
oh God.
I don't know.
Long-haired male uses swords.
Hey guys,
Platforming.
technical difficulties here.
Hmm?
Technical
What?
difficulties. The PC kind of just like shit itself.
Ooh.
wow.
Your PC.
Yeah,
It's
so
funny we
I'm
can
gonna
still hear
reload.
you.
I'm on my phone right now.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh, okay.
Rest
Yeah,
in
you do sound
pepperoni.
different.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get my earphones.
Got you. Long hair man. Is the main character a clone?
No.
All right.
What were
should
you
play.
thinking?
I was thinking of one of the Tale series when I thought of that question.
Tales? Like Tales of Destiny?
Yeah.
But we said it's not an RPG.
Yeah.
No.
well, it says-
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It says
Uh-huh.
here that.
Not a first-person shooter. Don't use
Fuck it.
guns.
Do they wear lingerie or do they fucking are they transvestites? We're done. Next.
No.
That was such a weird left field question. Okay, so now we got to do the guess. Since,
I can't find my earphones.
Aw,
all right.
I was gonna look for a fucking like a whole list of just games that were released.
cheating.
Actually, is it like a 3D game?
It is. That'll be your
Okay.
final question.
Oh, really?
Ouch. We apologize for our stupid question.
Jesus Christ.
So now you have a guess. So, single player game made for Xbox, PlayStation, and PC. Not an RPG, not a first person shooter, not a treasure hunter, doesn't use guns. It is partial platforming, not an animal, does not wear green, after the year 2000, before 2010. He's not undead. It is made by a big developer. He does use swords. No white hair, no black hair. He has long hair. He is not a clone. And it is a 3D game.
Easy, best you know.
Shut the fuck up.
Danny wanted to throw that question out there.
Hmm. I don't know, honestly.
Me neither.
Kevin, you're the last.
Damn. I'm the only one left. Finish the job.
You want to spitball just one game you want to guess before we end
Devil
the
May
episode?
Cry.
No. Although that is a good guess, but he uses guns.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say Shadow of the Colossus.
That would have been a good guess too, actually.
Well, I mean, you were looking at the cover, and I'm assuming that it was somebody on the cover that you saw their hair,
Yes.
and you can't see the hair on the protagonist, Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah, you can, kind of.
Yeah, you can.
No,
it's
no,
black.
no. I mean, on the cover.
Oh, on the
Oh,
cover.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh,
Randy, you're the last one. My legs are broken.
All right, so Danny and Kevin gave up. Randy, you giving up?
No, I didn't give up. I just do a guess out.
Oh.
that it's on everything. See, and that makes it a whole lot harder.
Yeah, we should have tried to narrow it down, but we didn't.
What?
We probably should have tried to narrow it down what system was on. But it was on all of them, they said, so. Yeah, what a pain.
I don't know. I'm gonna throw in the towel on this one.
All right, so we're going to finish it then. So it was released in 2003 at first for the Game Boy Advance, but it was the official biggest release was for the PlayStation 2, GameCube, Xbox, and PC. 2003, made by Ubisoft Montreal. Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time.
Fucking hell.
Brown hair. He's undead because he comes back to life. So.
So technically, you
Over and over and over and over.
Exactly.
and it is a platformer.
Yeah. So, like, you know, it's like an action adventure platformer ish. So I wouldn't just call it a platformer. So yeah.
It was on PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Was on PC. So that's it for that. If you guys like it, let me know. We can still keep doing that. But
I should have narrowed it down to like 5 years.
this is also something that you guys can actually do as well. So if you think of a game, then I'll like give the host reins to you if you want to do it. So we'll do that next week or something. We'll see. Golly geez. So, anyways, yeah. So that's it for the rest of the show. Thanks anyone who was listening in, and we still have a TikTok, we have Instagram, and I'm on Twitter. Just look for the Drunken Guardian, and I post up as much as I can over there. I'll try to stream as much as I can as well. I'm thinking about streaming Resident Evil 8, so we'll see how that goes. It should be up and downloaded now.
Does
So
it
maybe
come
I'll
with the audio of you scream like a little bitch?
You know I don't. I'm not like that with horror games.
Damn.
So, I mean, I'll jump. I'll definitely jump. That's for damn sure. So, yeah. So maybe I'll stream that in the morning or something. But if not, I'm just gonna play it regardless. Boneless Bones,
Night.
Kevin.
Yo, what's going on? Dude, I was about to say I do the same thing. Twitter. God, my brain hurts. Twitter and Twitch is mainly where I'm at, but I do also post videos on YouTube. My YouTube is the same as. Oh, welcome back.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, he's back.
Nobody left.
Okay.
No,
He
I'm here.
left. Twitter, Twitch is the same thing. Boneless Bones _TV. YouTube is just Boneless Bones. I play fighting games. I'm the fighting game guru. I also play a lot of different games, like old school games like PlayStation 2, GameCube, whatever kind of games that I'm feeling at the moment. And I might also stream Resident Evil 8, but at the nighttime, because I like getting scared. So if I say, "Oh shit," it's not me acting or Twitter acting. It's dead ass me getting scared because I am a little bitch. But yeah, see you guys over there and stay beautiful.
All right.
Randy,
man.
are you getting the Resident Evil or no?
I too will be streaming Resident Evil 8. No, I'm kidding. No.
Still waiting for you to stream something. But are you gonna play the game? Are you gonna get that?
I'll probably watch one of you guys play it. I'm not too big on Resident Evil itself, honestly. So I don't know.
All right, guys,
Okay.
put everybody send me $20. We'll buy Randy it. Just send it to him.
Yeah. Right.
We'll still be $10 short. So
I got the 30.
No, I supplied the $10.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Damn,
All right.
Texas.
Wait, is this 70? Is this 70?
No.
No,
No,
it's
60.
eight is
no,
60.
that's 60.
Okay.
He's just making a call
Because I was
back.
about to say too, like if it was 70, like does that mean that the PS4 version is still 70? Like I don't think that's possible or smart for that matter. But anyways, yeah. So that's it. So we're playing Resident Evil, and yeah, we will be streaming every Thursday the podcast episode every Thursday now at 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. So keep an eye out for that, and yeah, that's it. See you guys whenever.
Later, guys.
Next
Ending
week.
stream. What?
So next week. Proxima
Oh God!
semana.
Wait a minute. Oh Jesus!
What? Oh, the
Wow.
question.
Yeah, and we're back. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Drunken Guardian. Yeah, we forgot the community question for this week.
41.5.
I was thinking that.
Jesus Christ! Oh, that was off. So, the community question. I'm gonna pop one off right here.
Humana.
Yeah, you haven't done one. All of us have done a question. But
Yeah,
you.
that's why I'm gonna do it because I haven't done one in a while. Ooh, okay. This is a good one for a debate because this might get heated. What do you think is the most overrated game?
Destiny, hands down. Come on.
Shut
Fuck
the
it,
fuck
Kingdom
up. You are
Hearts.
no longer in this
Actually,
podcast.
you might be right. You might be right.
I might agree with you.
We
on
might
a
have
second.
opinions.
Copy and paste. Yes. So that is the community question for the next week. We're going to discuss what do you think is the most overrated game, and we're probably, we're definitely going to debate about this. That'll be fun.
We're
So,
gonna
yeah.
get into a screaming match over this.
Yeah. Let's do that. No, not really, because then my girl will get pissed off and I'm yelling at 12:30 that night.
So then just turn up the gain all the way so you could like quietly yell at us if anything.
Oh, nice ASMR again. I love it.
Thank you for joining us on this episode.
And we'll see you next week.
Later, guys.
Bye.